Braindead Nana. Another attack by a brainiac was reported early this morning. On the top floor of the entrance building, Nana remained expressionless as she watched several employees gather in the main entrance lobby, pleading to be let out, despite it still being working hours. "Please, Zach, let me out. Kate's at home alone. I need to know she's all right." Mike Johnson pleaded desperately with head of security, Zach Michael. Mike was one of the institute's chefs. The attack had occurred near Rose Villa, and he was deeply concerned for his wife. His brain-dead wife. Nana, intrigued, remained in place, silently observing the scene. It wasn't unusual for civilians to marry someone classified as brain-dead. In fact, it had become quite common. While the unaffected were intelligent, many of them were deeply introverted, antisocial even. They loathed rejection. Having a brain-dead partner gave them a sense of comfort, a guarantee that no matter how withdrawn or reclusive they became, they wouldn't be alone. A partner who wouldn't judge them, who would never leave, who would never ask questions. For some, that kind of life was enough. And those who married brain-dead partners, many of them loved their partner more fiercely than anyone could imagine. "You know the protocol, Mike. No one's allowed to leave during duty hours," Zach replied coldly. He was also on edge, though he didn't show it. Mike's paranoia was making things worse. "Heartless bastard! Your wife's alone at home too. Aren't you worried?" Mike snapped, grabbing Zach by the collar of his black suit. Everyone knew Zach's marriage was more of a game than a relationship. He was one of Dimwood's wealthy elite, the kind of man who had everything, and yet, he married a brain-dead woman he'd saved from a brainiac. But rumors spread quickly, and people believed he wasn't truly committed. He didn't even bring his wife to live with him inside the institute. Instead, he kept a small unit at Rose Villa, far beneath his status. Everyone knew that she was just his plaything, something disposable once he got bored. Mike couldn't understand what game Zach was playing, but the thought that he didn't care about his wife's safety infuriated him. "Mike, stop it!" Lucas tried his best to pull the larger man away from Zach. Lucas Stone, the so-called Satan of the engineering department, was Mike's neighbor and friend. "Do you want to get suspended?" Lucas warned. Mike was built like a tank, stocky, broad, and tall. He carried extra weight, but it suited him. Lucas, by contrast, had a more traditionally attractive build, toned in all the right places. But even he struggled to contain Mike in his current state. Zach, however, was something else entirely. Cold, deadly, gorgeous, lean, but incredibly strong. Trained to kill. Lucas knew that, despite Mike's size, he wouldn't stand a chance against him. "Do you really think I care about suspension if something's happened to Kate?" Mike snapped, pulling away. This man, so large and so intimidating, was reduced to desperation over his wife. His brain-dead wife. Honestly, she was useless. Lucas couldn't comprehend why anyone would marry one of them. To him, they were just burdens. Especially Mike. Mike was a good-looking man. He could have had a decent, normal woman. Yet here he was, losing his mind over someone who wouldn't even understand what was happening around her. All right, I get it. You're worried, but we have protocols to follow. If you want to leave, request permission from admin," Lucas said firmly. "But I can't wait for it to be approved. I need to go home now." Mike was losing control. The brainiac in the news had slaughtered civilians near Rose Villa. The thought of his poor wife being in danger gnawed at him. He regretted not giving her a phone, even though she wouldn't have been able to use it. Mrs. Snow, the villa keeper, was not answering his call. "Mr. Johnson!" A security guard came running, calling out to Mike and the others waiting in the lobby. "I've just received the police report," he said, breathless. "The brainiac has been captured, and a list of victims. You'll be relieved to hear your family members aren't among them." Relief swept over the group. Mike, especially, was grateful that he had officially registered his marriage to Kate. Now, she was included in the Institute's protection and insurance program. "Everything's fine now, Johnson. So, return to your post," Zach